Hi friends, welcome to Benchmark Boutique. I'm Cassandra and I'm happy to be crafting with you today. Today we are going to be making this Venus flytrap. This is a fun project for Halloween or any time of the year. If you are into carnivorous plants, this is a great project for you. One of the nice things about this is it's got a little bit of depth to it, and there's a little bit of fun because you can see our Venus flytrap, true to form, has a little fly in one part of the plant. So without further ado, let's get started assembling with this. What you need to do before we get started is go ahead and take a moment, get your materials cut out. You should already have your files downloaded. Make sure you have your materials cut out. And then we will meet right back here and go over the assembly instructions. See you soon.
Okay, let's get started assembling. So I have a blender brush. I have some Memento ink in the shade Ladybug. I have a squishy thick foam mat that I'm going to use to press, and then these presser balls and stylus scoring tools. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my scoring tool to draw the vein down the center of the leaves, line it up on the Venus flytrap base to make sure everything lines up the way I want it to. And here I am just going to use that shaping tool to get the tips of the Venus flytrap the way I want them to bend to add some dimension to it. And then I'm just going to take my blending tool or the stamp pad itself. I was experimenting here and add a little bit of that ladybug red color to the tips of the plants and then glue things down and the way that I want them to look. I wanted to add dimension, so I'm doing this intentionally with different layers, starting with the leaves I want to show in the back and the furthest back components. And so I'm really just going through using my glue pen. Inside this glue pen, it's Elmer's Glue All. I am not gluing the entire top leaf on. I'm just gluing along the bottom, scoring down the center of this particular one, and then going through and adding that touch of color. You certainly don't have to use the same shades that I do. I'm really just looking to make it this pop a little bit more, seem a little bit more realistic. And I just like those little touches. Like I said, it's completely optional. So you do what works for your project. And we're just moving right along, putting all the pieces together, seeing what works. And these little shaping tools are quite nice for getting that curl in there the way you want it to. Now, some of the heads of the Venus flytrap have, you can see that more magenta piece poking through, some do not. So you want to very intentionally do that. Now, one of the things to note, when I am adding that score line in the center of the leaf, I am flipping the leaf upside down because I want that to pop out. You do what works for you. Maybe you want it to pop in on your design. That's just the way I wanted mine to look when I made it. I wanted it to look like a dimensional vein carrying the sap through the plant. Just going to keep adding my color and glue till I get all the layers the way that I want. And then I am going to have a nifty little project. And make sure you get your fly lined up so that looks the way you want. I'm adding the wings here, and I'm just going to fuss around with it a little bit till I get it trapped in that little fly trap the way I want it to be. Um, that's my favorite part of this plant is adding that little bit of character with the fly. So I fussed around with the placement a little bit longer just to make sure I got it in the way that I thought worked best. And here we are adding the topmost layer of the leaves. It gets a little trickier here because it's a little more blocked out and you want to make sure that you are separating the front and the back pieces, but just take your time, have it lay out the way it works for you. Make sure everything is laid out the way you like, and all will be well. Add your glue, press the leaves as it works for you. The little fringes of these plants are so cool and they add such character. It's such a unique plant out there that it's really fun to play with. I don't normally make a lot of plant designs, but there's something about some of the real unique gems of the plant world, like the carnivorous plants, or the very rare ones that just kind of draw me in. I guess the botanical oddities I find enthralling. And we're on our very last piece here of our plant, pressing, adding our color, and we're just about finished. This is a really fun thing to have out as a display piece for Halloween. Maybe you just like the plant. Maybe you're doing some plant education. Maybe you're teaching a unit in the school. There's so many cool ways that you can incorporate this design into your home or your learning space. And there we go. We have the Venus flytrap.
I had such a fun time today making our Venus flytrap. I hope you did as well. Until we craft again next time, I'm Cassandra with Benchmark Boutique.